This is the real Tom Rose, and to start out, we have a couple of modifier errors here. We have bicyclists plotting better paths to travel through town. This is actually a modifier for bicyclists. Which bicyclists? The bicyclists plotting better paths to travel through town. But then we have the word who, and who is the beginning of another modifier. Bicyclists who are mapping their routes to assist visitors and residents. All of that is a modifier for bicyclists as well. And the modifier doesn't end until it goes all the way to the end of the sentence. So this sentence actually has no verb, which is a problem. We have the same error here in the fourth answer choice, plotting better paths with which to travel through town. This is a modifier for bicyclists. And then similarly, we have another modifier for bicyclists, which goes all the way to the end of the sentence. So this one has no verb. I call those both modifier errors. The last one is a meaning problem. Right, it says plotting to better travel through town is why bicyclists are mapping their routes to assist visitors and residents. So it sounds like they're plotting for two different purposes. One is to better travel through town, right, for themselves, and the other is to assist visitors and residents. So there's you can't have two purposes unless you acknowledge that by using some kind of conjunction. You could say they're planning to, or bicyclists are mapping their routes to assist visitors and residents as well as to travel better through town. So like if they were going to do two things, that's okay as long as you acknowledge that you have two things. But this one doesn't. They actually just kind of like take two results and sprinkle them throughout the sentence, and it gets confusing. That's a meaning problem. So we're choosing between the first answer choice and the third. The third one has this extra pronoun. Bicyclists who plot better paths to travel through town, they are mapping their routes to assist visitors and residents. So this is a modifier for bicyclists. We don't need another pronoun because there's no need to refer back to bicyclists. Like we've just said bicyclists. You can just go right on with your verb. Bicyclists are, remember that when you're reading for structure, you can ignore modifiers. So let's try that. Bicyclists, they are, you don't need to say that. You can just say bicyclists are. The they is a pronoun error. It's extra. So let's look at the top. Bicyclists are plotting better paths to travel through town. That's a complete clause, right? And they also are mapping their routes to assist visitors and residents. So this is a correct sentence. It's a great SAT sentence because it's awkward, which makes it a very challenging sentence to pick, but it is the best option.